many women believe that it's okay that men must be leaders. And many of us women...
How do we change that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to challenge ourselves in terms of, we used to have in the feminist movement these sort of consciousness raising. It's talking, chatting, sharing experiences and learning from other countries. So we may not have the blueprint to change in our country, but we can learn from what women in Latin America did, what women in India are doing, women maybe in Sweden, what they have done in terms of, men taking more responsibility for child caring, etc., etc. So I think we're constantly learning.
When a woman is a leader, it's totally disregarded. There's no salary to it. It becomes the so-called, it doesn't become decent work. But if a man does the same work, it has a different name. For example, if I'm a mother and I'm cooking, I'm just a mother cooking. If you're a man and you're cooking, you become a chef and you're paid very well for it. So the point is, wherever a woman is showing leadership, it is leadership, and it should not be taken as anything else but that, leadership.
I wouldn't say it's totally equitable. I mean, I see it among women like myself, those who are my classmates in school, and I went to a 5-star secondary school. So those were the elite, the cream of. So even there, it's the woman, she might be in a top job, but she comes home, she has to bath the kids, she has to cook the dinner, and the husband who comes home earlier than her because he's a civil servant and he doesn't do all that stuff. So unfortunately, it's culture takes much longer to change. But I wouldn't say it's the same in all households, but it's still very strong. And I've seen it a lot in the Asian kind of, like myself, Indian households. With Mauritius, the good thing is we still have a welfare state, so we have free education, free health, and that has benefited women a lot. So women have had access to school. Even transport is free, so free primary, secondary, and even tertiary. I work at University of Mauritius, so the students at undergraduate level, they don't pay fees. There's no tuition fees. You pay just library fees and student union fees. So that's kind of helped women move up in terms of working, getting higher level jobs.
So one of the key things that I'm looking at is women's effective participation in government, women's effective participation in leadership, and how did it actually change the lives of ordinary and poor women.
You're saying there are no real effect in Parliament?
Look, we have class changes. I'm at this international conference. I travel from country to country. I speak on behalf of poor women. How are their lives changing? Do they have water? Do they have electricity? So as a feminist, as a feminist academic, I see it's important that my theory must coincide with my praxis, and therefore whatever I do, I must do in order to change and improve the lives of poor women.
Now, Zimbabwean women, are they into this, or is it just the academics like yourself though? How?
It's everybody, every woman is into it. I think if you talk to my grandmother who's in the village somewhere in Zimbabwe, and my village is Chirenje, it's a small place in Zimbabwe. She's also interested in being respected because she's a human being. She's also very much interested in making sure that her contribution in society counts. It doesn't matter where you are as a woman. You want your contribution, no matter how small, to count.
Yeah. You mentioned your grandmother, and if you relate to that generation and the young girls growing up today in Zimbabwe, is there different in expectations?
Definitely. My expectations and those of my grandmother are different. She fought a struggle whose fruits I'm enjoying today. I'm on a panel with women from South Africa who were telling me about their participation in the apartheid movement. And South Africa, 20 years later, where they're celebrating democracy, is different. But what I'm saying is that we need to appreciate that we learn from the people who walked the journey before us, and we continue to walk this journey, learning from them.
Women had 10 children or more, and they were not into paid employment, so basically prisoners in the household, looking after kids, so it's changed. Nowadays, the family size is 2 children per couple, and most couples are dualing, so husband and wife both work. Though still domestic duties are not equitably shared, but that's something, it's a cultural thing which would take some time to change. But then again, the media and education, these things have a huge role to play.